In life, one thing that I have come across time and time again as a life and relationship coach is the truth, not just a fact, a truth that there are exceptions to the rule. That life is not one size fits all. Every family, every marriage, every household, every relationship, every personal life has to do something that that suits their life, that is cut according to their own cloth, not because they see somebody else doing it, but they have to do what works for them in their family. Last week, first of all, hey precious people, how is everybody doing? If it's the first time watching any of my videos, I welcome you. My name is Precious Mwadero, and today we are relating on a post that I posted last week. And this post said that if your husband is a provider, appreciate him. If your wife is a provider, appreciate her. It doesn't matter who brings the food, so long as it feeds the home. Now, many people agreed and many people also disagreed. One thing I want us to understand before I go into this video is you have to do what works for your family. If it doesn't work for your family, you drop it and do what works for your family. Now, have this at the back of your mind as you're listening. So, when a friend of mine said that the Bible said the woman is the weaker vessel, the woman should be protected, the woman should be loved, the woman should be honored, the woman is not built to carry weight. I know that is very true. Yes, the Bible said in First Peter chapter 3 that the woman is the weaker vessel. But the man is also a vessel. That is one thing that we don't understand, that the Holy Spirit was opening my eye to see. That the man is also what? A vessel. But he is the stronger vessel, while the woman is the weaker vessel. But at the end of the day, both of them are joint heirs to the grace, to the gift of God. That even in heaven, the man will stand and the woman will stand side by side with God. There is no marriage, there is no seniority in heaven. Everybody is going to stand by the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. So when husbands, try to protect their wives, which I understand, and then they don't let the woman do what she has to do because they are what? The providers. I understand this fact, and I want to understand where my friend was coming from, because his angle was he said he's passionate, about, telling our men, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, our husbands, that they are the provider, like it has been said in the Bible, that they are supposed to provide for the family, because he has seen that many men are also lazy. Very understandable, and I applauded him for that. But the angle that I was coming in is, in today's society, we will be fooling or deceiving ourselves if we don't see how the economy is in America, in Europe, in Asia, all over the world. That the economy is so tough that oftentimes a man's salary cannot take care of the family. And you have a wife, and your wife is young, she's capable of going out and doing something, doing a business, learning a trade, a skill to help the family. And you said no, that your wife shouldn't work. You would rather suffer, suffer and suffer. And then there was also an argument that women are losing their femininity, their feminine side that God gave them. And I agreed with that, because oftentimes women are losing it. I see the way some women behave or act as providers. Those are women that don't really understand their place, if I'm speaking honestly. Because when I make my videos, I address both men and women, because my calling is to advocate for marriage. And marriage is not just about women or about the man. You have to talk about both parties. So when a woman is a provider, it doesn't make her the head of the household. Her husband is still the head of the household. So when you provide, you go to work, you make the money, you come back, you buy the foodstuffs, your husband, you still find a way to pay the bill, pay the children's tuition. It doesn't matter who is bringing the money, as long as you and your husband are in agreement. If you're in agreement, then spread your wings and fly. Now, this is when you do it because you want to support your husband financially, and you're not doing it because your husband is a lazy man. Now, there are instances where I can agree with my brother that men, that I have seen some men, I'm not just saying I have seen some men, even in my coaching sessions, that, you know, that are lackluster. They don't want to go out there and do what they have to do to fend for their families. So the woman has to be forced to carry the load on her head. But in the instance I'm talking about, I am defending our brothers and our husbands that are doing everything they can to put food on the table, to put clothes on the children's back, to pay tuition, to pay the rent, the mortgage, but the money is not enough. Now, this is where your wife, as the helpmeet, comes in, meets you at the point of your need, and provides and supports her husband. Because which woman will stay and her husband is struggling and she will not go out there and do something for her family? She must not love her family. So this is a case where a woman is supporting her husband and hoping that one day the husband will receive favors from God and the doors will open again and he will get another job, and maybe she too can fall back and catch a break. Because I understand that it is the man's job to provide. But when the man is doing his job and it is not easy on him, it is the woman's job, as God has made it, to meet her husband and help him and carry the load. In Nigeria, in Africa especially, the life expectancy rate of our husbands and our fathers is 50, 60 years old. Men are just dying everywhere. And then the women are the ones going for omugo, going to carry grandchildren. And the men are dying. Widows. Where are our fathers? They are all past because society has made them to carry the masculinity burden, that to the detriment of their health, of their marriage, of their home. The woman's job is to help her husband, and the grace of God is there for you. If you are a woman that is supporting her husband, I take my card, I doff my cap for you, because you are a blessed woman. And if you're a husband that has seen that your wife has ambitions, has a destiny to fulfill, even if she's not supporting you and you are supporting your wife, I take my hat off for you. You are not only a wise man, but you are a blessed man, because you have to do what works for your family. We have to understand that this thing called marriage is not one size fits all. The woman is the weaker vessel. The man is the stronger vessel. It is agreed. But when the stronger vessel can no longer carry the load, the weaker vessel can find a way to help him. That's what marriage is all about. And, I am led to sometimes share about my marriage. I am a very private person. So when I answer this calling, I say, God, I don't like to put my marriage, my life out there. But sometimes God nudges me to say it. And I'm saying this because I want us to, this is the teachable moment. When I married my husband, it was, every woman, as expected, wants to get married, have children, be pregnant, and do everything. But my situation was different. I had a miscarriage. My womb couldn't hold children. It was hard. My first pregnancy, I was spotting and I lost that baby. It was a beautiful baby, a baby girl, and we lost that baby. And then when I conceived for my first son, the same thing happened again. I began to spot. The check place said my womb just couldn't hold the baby. The doctor said, go inside, slide down on the bed. It may not help you. They gave me some medicine, some short progesterone and stuff, and they put me on a bed rest for 3 months. 3 whole months I was in bed. My husband was the cook. My husband was a cleaner. My husband was everything. And if you know my husband's job, he will go to work every day, take care of his patients, and he will come back home and he will do everything for the family. He did not want to say, oh, you're the wife. Why can't you carry a baby? Your mates are there carrying children. Some have them on their back. Some carry them on their hand. Some carry them on their head. Why can't you do? No. Why should I be cleaning the house? Why should I be doing this when I have a wife? No. My husband comes back from work. Even right now, even after I've had all my children, he still comes back from work. He steps into the house, he's in the kitchen, he's cleaning, he's washing, he's sweeping, he's bathing the kids, he's feeding them, he's mopping the house, he's vacuuming, he's wiping, he is doing everything, because he understands that marriage is a union. When we begin to make so much roles, a woman will cook, a woman will clean, a woman will this, a woman will that. If you're the woman at home that is doing it, beautiful, it's okay. Your husband can also help you. If you're a man that the wife is going out there and your wife is working, she's supporting the family, she's helping you as a provider to carry this load, you come back home, you help her do the house chores, you help her do things that will make the load easier for her. Because before, the life expectancy rate for men was 50. Now the one for women is also dropping, because as our mothers and our sisters and our wives are going out there to provide, the stress of life is beginning to tell on them. The women's expectancy rate is also beginning to drop. Life is not easy. One person sometimes cannot carry the load. We have to tell ourselves the truth. If you're a man that just wants to sit back and just stay there, you don't want to go out there and fend for your family, then you are not only you have just lost your identity as a man, and you have misplaced priorities. We have to understand your role is a provider, but if you have a wife that is supporting you, appreciate her. Woman, if you have your husband that is carrying the load and doing it, appreciate your husband. Husband and wife should appreciate each other. In the journey of marriage, let us not put too much line in the line and say, oh, you have to do this, I can't do this. So how can I bathe the children? How can I wipe the baby's diaper? How can I wash the clothes? How can I do this? Why can't you do it? You cook, you clean, you eat, you sleep in that house. You should be able to support. That is the essence of my discussion. When I coach women are struggling, they still go out there, they do the business, they take care of the family, and they still come back home, and their husbands still expect them to do every manner of thing they have to do if they were home from 7 to 5. That is unfair. Even God is not happy with that. God said, husband, take your wife, love her, be with her side by side as the weaker vessel, so that your prayer will be answered. Those women, when they cry to me and when they tell me things, my heart breaks for them, because I know that their husbands don't understand what they are putting themselves into. Your wife doesn't have to pray for you. The tears she cries are speaking to God, and God is seeing the way you are treating your wife. Husband and wife, appreciate each other. Enough with all these gender roles that have destroyed marriage so much. If you're a woman that is out there, remember that you're still a woman. You're a feminine woman. Don't lose your femininity, because it is what God is. A reason why God made women to be the weaker vessel. It's not an accident. But at the end of the day, understand that while you're the weaker vessel and your husband is the stronger vessel and the head of the household, you are still joint heirs in the grace of God. You are still joint heirs in the blessings of God. You are equal in that grace. In the eyes of God, you are still equal. If you understand this, if we know this truth, we will know peace in our home. Precious people, I hope this message has blessed you. I will see you in the next video. I love you all. Bye for now.